Hello. I see I have guests. Come in. I was about to tell a story, so you came in at the perfect time. This story is about a beloved YouTuber, drama, and of course, at the end, my opinion. I know you woke up today and said, I just need Wednesday Addams' opinion about a situation I never knew about. Well, it's your lucky day. Bailey Sarian, an extremely successful YouTuber who started
Murder, Mystery, and Makeup Monday.
And though she talks about brutal murders like beheadings, people getting stabbed 78 times, and serial killers, she seems to be a universally loved YouTuber that many deem unproblematic, which is why I was shocked when I got a few messages in my DMs that I rarely ever check saying, Wednesday Addams, talk about how Bailey Sarian got canceled. On Twitter. Twitter, the place you humans go when you want to be heard about minuscule drama. Or was it? Let's do a deep dive into the queen of doing makeup while talking about murders. Bailey Sarian. Bailey Sarian, from makeup artist in Sephora to top YouTuber with over 6 million subscribers. And how did she gain this YouTube success? By telling real life murder stories while doing her makeup. The concept blew up. Bailey was presented with the Creator Honor Award by Nikki Tutorials.
This year, the Streaming Awards gave me the honor to choose a creator that I look up to and that I love. Bailey, I choose you.
At the 10th Streamy, won the Beauty Subject Award at the 11th Steamy.
Really?
Yeah, you won, man.
I won?
Yes.
Oh my gosh! And I didn't want to come.
And was nominated for Makeup Influencer of the Year at the 2021 USA Today. And though many were in love with Bailey, her makeup, her gorgeous backgrounds, and her very soothing, soft voice and the way she delivered horrific, brutal murders, it did not come without critique from the internet. On a day that I actually peeked into my DMs, someone asked me, what do you think about Bailey Sarian getting canceled on Twitter? And so I was intrigued. Bailey Sarian, Murder Mystery Monday girl? I thought she was unproblematic. I thought she was a YouTuber that was loved by all, but no. Many have a problem with her and they were furious on her comments about the Johnny Depp case. Bailey tweeted, I'm actually sad this trial is coming to an end. And the internet went insane. They said it was insensitive. They were disappointed in her tweet. It got so big that she deleted the tweet, which usually makes these type of people happy, usually. And though many were happy she deleted it, others were infuriated that she did not give an explanation as to why she deleted it and what she meant by the tweet.
Points, but the one thing that definitively makes me feel like disgusted with this are the people that are excited to treat this as entertainment. But when people were sending me tweets like this one that read, I'm actually sad this trial is coming to an end, sad face. That kind of thinking is confusing to me. I even reached out to that creator to be like, hey, can you expand on your thoughts? Because people are, gonna draw their own conclusions. Haven't heard back. But yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts on any and all aspects of this story.
That was a YouTuber named Philip DeFranco, and I did think it was quite funny that he placed Bailey in the thumbnail, title, and then didn't even say her name in the original video.
Reached out to that creator.
Come on, Phil. That creator. You put her name in the thumbnail. You know her name, sweetie. And slapped her tweet in there for about 2 seconds. I felt like he had a little anger toward Bailey because she didn't respond to his message. All right, out of character for a minute. Just had to mention that. Because if I deleted a tweet and someone sent me some message asking me to explain the tweet that I deleted that I obviously don't want up anymore, maybe I said it the wrong way, people took it the wrong way, and I just deleted it, I don't have time to explain anything. And quite frankly, I don't have to. I personally don't think I have to explain anything to anybody. It's deleted, it's over, and that's that. But then, if that influencer or YouTuber, whatever you want to call it, decided to post a video with my face on the thumbnail and my name in the title, and you put me in there for about 2.5 seconds, and then you say, I reached out, but she never got back to me yet. Well, I never will. I just felt like he was saying it as in he was like reaching out like he's some type of like person up here reaching out for the greater good of humanity because you care so much. Like, you know what I'm talking, you get it, you understand. Like, who do you think you are, Phil of the future? Phil of the future. No. Okay. Back in character. Monotone death voice. That was the only big YouTuber I saw mention Bailey's tweet. I saw a smaller channel bring it up.
And I think that it was a bad take that should have been not only deleted, but immediately remedied. It should not have been just deleted and then you go hide in the corner and don't say anything. It should have not only been deleted, but it should have been followed up with a post from her to say, this is what I meant. This is why I deleted it. This is why I'm wrong. this is how I feel about it. This is like some sort of explanation as to why I deleted it.
And people were not happy about that. Girl, cancel Bailey with who? Your 20,000 followers? Oh, that'll put a massive dent in her 6.5 million count. That'll for sure show her that she better not even think to have an unauthorized opinion, or else Brit, the bitch baby, will step in with her entitlement and God complex. You know damn well that the only reason someone would willingly click on this dumpster fire of a channel is because you put her name in the title. In quotes.
Monetizing the worst day of people's lives?
Girl, by slapping Bailey's name in the title, you are by extension doing the same fucking thing. Like, imagine lacking so much self-awareness you don't see your own hypocrisy. I'll tell you one thing. She kind of told her quite a bit of things, but we'll read on to that one thing. You could never be Bailey. You're literally creating scenarios in your mind to be mad. Touch grass. And though I agree with a lot of the things that commenter said, the whole creating scenarios just for drama, because many people do that online to things that really aren't that big of a deal. Let me say that I thought the creator who made this video wasn't angry at all. I think she was more just taken back about the tweet. And I can see where both sides are coming from. Personally, if I was going through something and in court explaining my traumas and someone said, "Man, that was a great show. I'm so sad this is ending." This is real life, not a show. But at the same time, it kind of is a show. It is on TV. People won't understand unless it's connected to their own personal life in some type of way. I'm sure you wouldn't want, if you were going through a trial, to be public and then people talking about your personal issues. So I see both sides of the conversation. But some fans that are in the chat with Bailey explained exactly what she meant from the tweet. She was in the chat with us daily on Emily D. Baker's channel, breaking everything down. So I understand what she meant by her tweet. We have a good community over there, and now that the trial is over, we aren't getting daily 10-hour streams with good energy, discussion, and genuinely learning law. So yeah, it is sad that it's over. There's nothing else to it. She doesn't need to apologize to anyone. We have more trials that will always come up, no matter who it is or what the matter is. I also agree with this. She doesn't need to apologize to anyone for anyone who is demanding that she makes an apology statement. I also find it very interesting that so many people, especially on TikTok, were saying that it's not entertainment, when literally all over TikTok were people being entertained by this real life trial, just as they were entertained by the Jeffrey Dahmer documentary. People make jokes about these trials or documentaries, skits.
Exactly, and I told his ass, stop putting that booty meat in the refrigerator. I don't want to see that shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Hey buddy, do a little bit of drinking tonight?
No. Just had a couple of beers.
What's in the bags?
Those are just Reese's Pieces and them Lifesaver gummies.
Everything. I don't think Bailey's tweet was that horrible, but I was honestly like, I think people are gonna take this all the way to their heart. And they did. So this intrigued me. Were there other things that people had issues with Bailey? And there was. Her channel as a whole, really, and not just her, but true crime YouTube channels in itself. Many are saying this should not be a thing. This should not be entertainment at all. We should not be talking about this on YouTube or making documentaries. For example, recently Netflix released Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story.
There was a human head in his refrigerator. Two plastic bags in the freezer, each containing a human heart.
And the victims' families are speaking out. I'm not telling anyone what to watch. I know true crime media is huge right now. But if you're actually curious about the victims, my family, the Isabels, are pissed about this show. It's re-traumatizing over and over again. And for what? How many movies, shows, documentaries do we need? His other critique was that the movie did not focus on the victims and didn't tell their story. Many people say that it's not ethical to profit off of other people's trauma. And that is exactly what Bailey is doing, according to many. Well, actually, that pretty much is what she's doing. Whatever you put on YouTube and monetize, that you're making money off of whatever you're putting on there. But nonetheless, I'm an avid comment reader and fell into a deep, dark hole of what else is upsetting people about true crime documentaries, YouTubers, but mostly targeted toward Bailey because she was the one and only YouTuber that I would watch. Despite my Look, I'm not huge into true crime or listening to how someone got brutally murdered, but for some reason, I could handle hers. It was palatable, and that was one of the critiques that many were saying. She was making light of a serious subject, making it too palatable. The piece about how content like Bailey's makes murder case stories palatable interests me the most, because I think that's what bothers me the most about it. It really does cast a more lighthearted filter over the topics of discussion, makes it feel less serious to the viewer, and I don't think that should ever be. I don't think anyone should have their hand held through stories like this. I genuinely believe there shouldn't be an effort to make it easier to consume as content. These are people's lives, people who died, people who are horribly sick and twisted. These real stories are utterly horrible and shouldn't be treated even remotely any other way. If we can't handle it, we should just stay away. So my first opinion on that comment is reference to the last part that she said. If she personally can't handle or doesn't like the way that Bailey tells these stories, and they're more palatable for people like me who are quite sensitive, shouldn't she just stay away from her content and then look for the more descriptive stories of the brutal murders? And my second opinion, to whoever has the same opinion as this commenter of how YouTubers should not post about this free to the public information, what do you suggest? Murder and other topics Bailey and others talk about are all real. So who would be able to talk about these things? Documentaries? No. People get mad at that. We saw that about the new Netflix Jeffrey Dahmer series. News coverage? I'm not too sure because I see people saying that they're very disrespectful as well. I notice everybody just complains about any type of coverage of any traumatic event. So I would love an answer to who is allowed to talk about these things in the year of 2022 when social media is literally life. People also think that many of these creators are narcissists, especially by the way they do their thumbnail. When the YouTuber's face takes up most of the thumbnail and there's a tiny picture of the victim in the corner, you know someone's in it for themselves. We're overlooking the out of control narcissism among the true crime community. So I partially agree. Of course they are in it for their paycheck. It is their job. You think lawyers, doctors, police officers, firemen, newscaster, anyone does their job completely for other people? I'm sorry to break it to you, but that's not true. We all have to live, we all have to make money to at least eat and have a place to stay, and this is Bailey's job. As for the thumbnail, it's their channel. I've personally noticed in my own channel, if my face isn't in the thumbnail, less people click on it. And once again, that takes us back to the paycheck. And personally, if I didn't have to put myself on the thumbnail, that would be great. But in reality, people are visual. I wouldn't click on Bailey's videos unless I saw her in it. People throw around this narcissist word like it's nothing, and a lot of these people don't even know what a true narcissist is, coming from someone who has a narcissist father. Out of character. Not Gomez, he's an amazing daddy. This just proves that everyone is a critic on the internet. To literally point out a thumbnail is very odd to me. But we're all entitled to our opinions. It is the internet. I subbed to Bailey for a bit to binge and learn about some cases, but I stopped watching her for a while. Don't know what it was exactly, but something turned me off from her until a week or so ago when I watched a couple of her recent videos. She monetizes the shit out of these new videos. Like she has at least 2 ad breaks. Out of character, I have so many ad breaks, something that I do because YouTube is so weird and they obviously want to make money. Spoiler, everything's about making money. And if you're on YouTube, that's YouTube's goal, is to use the people that are posting it to put ads into their videos. They will automatically put ads into your videos. And I notice if I fuck with the ads in my videos that they automatically put in, they push my video down more so then more people don't see. So now I just leave them there. And if there's a lot, I don't know what to tell you, but I thought I would mention that. Everything is about making money, especially YouTube company. They're not doing it for the good of creators, let's just say that. I could have sworn it may have been 3, and that's not including the mid-roll ads. It feels wrong to have so many ads on a story about someone's death. And I can personally see someone's opinion about how like, wow, you're making money off of somebody else's horrible experience. But at the same time, she's basically a commentary channel. Someone like me who makes commentary about reality shows, she's making commentary about actual reality. And once again, this is free information to the public. And people have defended her, saying she laughs when she's nervous. Okay, but she doesn't have to keep that taken. She can edit her videos to leave those laugh breaks out, re-record, show some fucking respect, and not be laughing at how someone was dismembered. So as someone who nervous laughs through my own traumatic experiences, it's odd to me when people get upset by that because, I'm always laughing. To me, it's something that helps me out during hard situations or difficult discussions. I personally was weirded out by people who would constantly cry or just cry all the time or so overly emotional. It's very odd to me, but that's how they deal with their traumas or hard situations and issues. Not everyone's emotional response or how they tell a story or how they speak is going to be like you. I also have to say to that comment, I've never seen Bailey straight up say, a person just got freaking dismembered. Oh, can't catch a break, can you? This is hilarious. It was more like being sarcastic toward the murderer. But once again, everyone takes things in certain ways. But the last critique was that true crime should only be educational. I personally feel like true crime should only be for educational purposes, not entertainment. And once again, you might not like the term entertainment, but that's what it seems to be for most people. It is on TV. It does feel like many people don't really think that it's reality. It seems like it's a show for them. And one day I was watching a question and answer with Bailey, and this was a long time ago, and someone asked, does this affect you by always reading about this true crime and murders? And I was like, I am interested in this because how does she do all this research, all this reading every single day, taking in all this information of these horrific crimes? And she said, no. To anyone who wanted to know, pretty sure it was this video. I didn't feel the need to go search for the comments, so you can think that I'm lying if you want to, but I don't personally know why I would need to lie about it, but pretty sure it's this one specifically. If not, there's only one other question and answer. I communicated with my friend who watched true crime non-stop, and they say they feel absolutely nothing, which I find so interesting because it affects me greatly. And many studies find that people who constantly watch these videos that tell stories of horrific crimes, it can increase your anxiety. It can also increase depression. And coincidentally, Bailey Sarian has expressed that she was depressed and anxiety was rising. Now keep in mind, this was more during the pandemic and her fiance split up, which could be contributing factors, but reading about brutal murders and people getting dismembered and heads chopped off probably didn't help at all. And those were some of the exact reason as to why I had to stop watching Bailey myself. I actually binge watched Bailey Sarian for a long time and enjoyed the real life stories watered down with her soft voice, the constant catchphrase used,
suspicious,
and of course Wednesday likes to dabble in makeup now that she's older. So much easier to digest for someone like me than watching a documentary that can be quite graphic. Those can make it a little too real. So I gravitated toward the channel for the drama, the murder, the mystery, and the makeup. Murder, Mystery, Makeup Monday has a perfect ring to it. I would watch while I would work out, while I cook, while I lay in bed, and then I noticed something. These stories were affecting me. I would think about them daily. I would walk down the street in my own neighborhood, anxiety rising, because I knew someone is going to slaughter me right there while I'm walking, poor little thing. Me, Wednesday Addams, frightened in my own neighborhood with my family? We can't have that. So I unfortunately stopped watching. Yes, Wednesday is a huge mental health advocate and will protect all of this whenever she can. But I don't personally think Bailey is doing anything wrong. You people that critique the way that Bailey delivers these stories are very valid in your opinion. I can't tell you how to feel and how you take in information and how people say things, but these stories are public knowledge. They are public stories out for people to talk about. Clearly, many are very interested in the stories, otherwise Bailey would not have so many supportive people protecting her at all costs. I definitely feel for the people who have lost loved ones in these ways. They are horrible tales that I wouldn't wish on anyone, but they are stories. They are things that happen, and once again, they are public information, and there will always be someone talking about it, whether it be to friends at lunch, the news, documentaries on Netflix, or a YouTuber doing her makeup, delivering a story that was interesting to her. But I should also put myself in the shoes of the family whose loved one got murdered. If I had someone that was brutally murdered in my family, I personally would not listen to any of these documentaries, the news, or anything. It would take me back to that day that I heard of my family members or my friends' painful, deadly fates. So of course I feel for the families, but we live in reality, and in reality, people talk, and you can't stop people from saying words. I was reading comments saying Bailey has no sympathy. She makes light of the subject. She doesn't sound like she's very empathetic. People tell things the way that they tell things. Not everyone is going to speak the way that you want them to speak. I personally find the people complaining on Twitter about something they don't have to watch to be annoying, self-centered, and entitled to try to have someone speak the way they want to speak, but I can't stop you from saying anything. I just scroll right on over it. The people demanding that she or anyone else needs to make a statement about a Twitter post that you decided to take in a certain way and get mad about are definitely entitled. Who are you, random YouTuber, to say she should have explained anything? We all know that no matter what, someone will be mad at that why, because it's not the explanation that they originally wanted. So I'm sure it's just easier to delete and move on, or dwell on it like some of you bitches, but that's probably why your mental state probably isn't doing great, because things on the internet affect you so hardly. But in the end, my audience, no one owes you a damn thing. A statement, an explanation for a deleted tweet, nothing. She obviously didn't want it up anymore, and that's that. In my opinion, public stories can be talked about, and if you don't want it to be talked about, I suggest not watching it and not giving that person the view. Hey, maybe in the future they will get canceled, and then you can rejoice about that. But in the meantime, you could always watch cartoons like I do. A lot less death in those things. Is what Bailey and all the other people who profit off of telling stories wrong? That depends on who you're asking, but to me, no. But now it's time for you to tell me what you think. Well, audience, that's the end of my story and my opinion. It's time for you to tell me yours in the comment section. And once again, happy Halloween.